We are live. Pre-show. Wednesday, January 21st. I have no idea if anyone's watching. Actually, I do. No one is watching currently. So let's give people a minute to get in here. I didn't pre-promote this at all because I didn't feel like doing it. So we're just going to hang out here and wait for a second. If you have any comments, let's see. No one's here yet. That's always a bummer. Waiting for a minute. Let's see if it's actually... Oh, we got one person here. Okay. We're going to start doing this every day. It's the pre-show. Let's make sure. Is it even working? Where are you listening from? If you want to comment, go ahead and shoot a comment right in the comment section. We got a lot to talk about today. What age do kids get homework? If you've got any questions about what's going on in the world, go ahead and hit me up there too. This is the first day of doing this live before the show, just because I want to talk to you guys, kind of brainstorm what's going on the show today. It's National Sweatpants Day, by the way, guys. So if you're wearing sweatpants, technically you're celebrating. You're not lazy. I always find that if you wear sweatpants, it's a mindset, right? Like if you're a sweatpants wearer every single day, it probably means you're not going to be able to pick me up at the airport. What's going on, John Moore out in Campbell, Texas? I saw you were getting a new job starting Monday. Congratulations. All right. There's 6 of you here. That's enough to ask some questions. But if you do have some questions for me, go ahead and pop them in the comment section, and we'll chat there. Monroe. Okay, Mimi, I see that. I don't have any context for it. Okay. What age do kids get projects? I'm going to talk about this on my radio show today. 3 to 7, by the way, if you can tune in on the Odyssey app, Star 94 Atlanta. What age do kids get homework and projects? Because my son just turned 3, and we'll talk about our Disney trip here in a second because that was a lot of fun. But he's got, and we're going to find out who the character is today that he's got to do a presentation on. But my son is 3, and he's got a Black History project that he has to do and present to the class, okay, for Black History Month. And I am totally on board with learning about historical figures in Black history. It's a huge part of American history, cultural history. I just don't know how we can do this in a way where a 3-year-old can present the project. He has to present it to himself, to his classroom. So we're going to find out who this is. Is it Martin Luther King Jr.? Is it Harriet Tubman? George Washington Carver? Rosa Parks? Who knows? But 3 seems a little bit young to be getting a project, especially one that's this level of complexity. Because he's 3. He doesn't even understand, that there's differences in human beings, or he doesn't understand complexion. He doesn't understand what, ethnicity, because he's 3. So I feel like I want to know how, I want to take it serious and educate him, I guess, later in the week during one of these live shows. And like I said, this is going to be daily now. So please jump in the comment section and interact, because I'm kind of brainstorming what I want to do on the radio show today. And I just think it'll be fun to do a pre-show every day. So, but how do you take that serious? Like, when it comes to Black history, let's just say, for example, it's Harriet Tubman. Okay. How am I going to explain to a 3-year-old the importance of Harriet Tubman, the Underground Railroad? And also, now we got to bring up the other parts of American history, which are, do we? I mean, he's 3. Slavery, how did that happen? I don't want to do an incomplete job when it comes to educating, and but also, those are huge topics. Those are massive topics. And how am I going to get him to a point where we going to make a poster and he's going to be explaining Harriet Tubman to other 3 and 4-year-olds? He's the youngest kid in his classroom because he just moved up to a new level at his daycare. And Jose, that's really funny. Start with the Nazis. That's a great conversation. Yep, totally. With a 3-year-old. Let's try to explain that to him. He's 3. I don't understand how, like, what is my goal here? Like, just to get him to be able to pick that person out of a lineup? Is that what I'm trying to do? Because I know he's not going to be able to explain what's happening. So yes, we will find out. Apparently, he gets in his backpack today. We will find out which historical figure he's going to be doing a presentation on. I don't want to laugh, and I'm laughing, but it's not because it's because the topic is so difficult. And he's 3. It's not like do a presentation on your favorite Disney character. It's do a presentation on a historical figure from Black history. That's right out the gates. Right out the gates. That is, boy, if that's what we're getting at 3, I'm starting to regret putting our child in a daycare that I'm not intelligent enough. Like, my daycare was like, let's finger paint until we're like 7. Eat snacks, finger paint, and go to recess. That's it. Learn how to not pee in your pants. Like, that's on the curriculum. It'll be a process, guys. I'll definitely be asking for more help. All right, we just got back from Disney World for the first time. It was incredible. I don't know if you've ever been to Disney World with a toddler, but it is an experience, man. It is just, you throw out all sorts of timing, schedules. It's like Vegas for children, because Vegas is the same way. You know, Vegas, you just wander around and you're like, I don't know what time it is. Is it 4? Is it 2:30 in the morning? When do we hit the buffet? Are we going at 4 a.m.? Like, he just kind of runs out of gas. He was kind of into rides. He was in Peter Pan, Jose. Peter Pan ride was his favorite ride. That was the first ride that he like connected with, and he started crying and wanted to go again. And I'm like, buddy, we just used a fast pass on this one, bro. It's a 50-minute wait if we want to run it back. And his least favorite ride, I'm gonna go ahead and say Small World, which is kind of funny to me because that was the first ride we went on because he had never been on rides before. So we wanted to soft launch him on rides and see. And immediately he was like, this sucks. He was like, I want to go. And the problem is that It's a Small World is long. It's a long world when you're on there. It's just meandering through. We're going through, and then you're trying to make it exciting. You're trying to, hello, look at that though. That guy, he's like, he's on a flying carpet. He's on magic. He's like Aladdin, and he's like, yeah, whatever. And about halfway through, he said he had to go to the bathroom, and he's out of diapers. So, like, that's a serious situation. And in my mind, I was like, okay, we're on the back of the boat. If we hit a corner that's dark enough here, I'm like, he's like going to pee over the edge. Like, I have no problem. I grew up on an island, peeing off boats. No better time to learn than right now, kid. This is what we're doing it. Jose, fun fact, second longest ride at Disneyland. Yeah. I agree. It's too long. It's just funny though, because it's always one of those rides where you get on, and you're like, we got to do it. It's part of the tradition, and then you're like, yeah, well, looks like impatience has no boundaries. A Small World is great for adult naps. You're right, and you know what? I could see that because if the weather is cripplingly hot, and you're like, let's just go. It's a Small World. We're just laying that thing for a little while. Hear those weird puppets sing. They've barely updated those puppets, guys. On It's a Small World. And some of them looked vaguely racist. Now, I'm a little bit too white to wade into the conversation too much, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that as a white dude who navigates my day every day by not trying to end up the target of some Facebook group for a joke gone wrong, I will say some of those little dancing puppet guys, I wouldn't have designed them that way. I don't know what I would have done. But I also would have had a panic attack if they're like, hey, we need to make these puppets look more like they're from that part of the country, of the world. And I'd have been like, yeah, not mine. Nope. You know what? I'm going to head on down to Pirates of the Caribbean and make some other questionably appropriate decisions. We did Pirates of the Caribbean too. That was fun. He liked that. He wasn't super into the beginning because it's kind of scary. That's the other thing too. You don't realize what things are scary to a little kid until you're sitting with them and you're like, oh, I guess the the skeleton saying, "Dead man tell no tales." And it's super dark, and then you hit that waterfall. I could see how that might come back in the future as a nightmare. Dead man. But he liked the pirates. He liked he thought the pirate that was drunk in the pig mud. He thought that guy was funny. That was his big thing. He thought it was funny. Yeah. Yep. Jose, we also took Jungle Cruise, and on Pirates of the Caribbean, they're not chasing the women around anymore. Like the women are chasing the dude, the pirate who stole like a loaf of bread, and she's got, which is also kind of like misogynist now, because it's like, why does she have to be in the kitchen? Why couldn't it be a chef who's chasing them around with like the dough rolly thing, that thing, trying to bop them. He loved that. But it is funny. Yeah, they really had to do some work on Jungle Cruise. And with Splash Mountain, they just scrapped the whole thing and turned it into something else, which we didn't go on because he wasn't really into rides. From Disneyland, the thing he loved the most, he loves Buzz Lightyear. He's a big Buzz Lightyear guy. So we got a Buzz Lightyear bubble gun. They have these bubble guns that he just shot bubbles just relentlessly for hours. We shot bubbles all around that park. It was awesome. So he liked that. $40 for bubbles. As a parent, you kind of just stop looking at your checking account. Hannah took my teenager for the first time, and Tron traumatized him. He had no choice. Tron, I saw those ones, but again, those are out of our wheelhouse. We did almost, I thought we were going to get thrown out of the park, though, for the dumbest ride. And that was the race cars in Tomorrowland, which are like not Tomorrowland version race cars. They're like Yesterdayville. But anyways, so all three of us were sitting in there, and Ronan was leaning on my lap with his elbows. We were all buckled in. And all of a sudden, this lady comes running out of nowhere, just screaming across. And she's waving this red flag and screaming at us to stop the car. And my wife, Jessica, is driving. And she comes running over, and she yanks out like our engine thing and like shuts us down. She's like, "He cannot be leaning on your lap." And I'm like, "I'm sorry. He's just a little kid. He was just leaning on me." Okay. And then she flagged us with like a red flag. She's like, "Didn't you hear me scream that from over there?" And I was like, no, not at all. Didn't hear any of that stuff. Also, we're going 5 miles an hour. So I really don't understand why you're so mad. And she's like, "It's dangerous." And I was like, you know what was dangerous? That Dumbo ride that has like no railing. We just went on Dumbo. We could have just launched ourselves out of Dumbo, which got me going down all sorts of like morbid, like all the rides that you could die. Anyways, that's what I did. That happens during the end of the day when you just start to run out of gas as a parent. And I do, the United Kingdom sells a lot of drinks. Later in the week, we'll talk about the other parks, but we'll just keep it to Magic Kingdom today. I don't want to wear you guys out on the first day, my first day of pre-show lives from the studio. The Magic Kingdom, they do sell alcohol. Someone told me they didn't, but it's only in the restaurants. And so there's this window from like 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock where every single stroller has a sleeping child. And there are more sleeping kids on table, like head down on a table than, I mean, they're everywhere. And it's that little witching hour between, we got here too early. We need to try to push this as long as possible, because if we go back to the hotel, it's over. And so, we sat at a restaurant, crushed a few drinks. Ronan slept, and then we almost got thrown out. I'm trying to think of what other fun rides we had. Well, that's not. I mean, for Magic Kingdom, that was fun. We just did the entire day there, and we got terrible sleep every single night. This is the first time we've stayed in a hotel room before with him, but never as a 3-year-old. As a 3-year-old, first of all, kids can't go to sleep at Disney before 10 o'clock because the fireworks go off at 9:30. And if they were anywhere near sleeping, not anymore. That is a wrap. They are wide awake. So I think we averaged about 3 hours of sleep a night. So he had some good stroller naps at the park, which means that Jess and I got some good stroller drinks. Trying to see if there's any other comments. You guys, thanks for joining my first daily live stream. Going to try to do these every day at 1 o'clock Eastern time. You can hang out. If you got any ideas for things in the show, go ahead and keep commenting them. I'll come back through and read and comment later. But thank you guys. Appreciate it. Trying to think of anything else. That's it. Tune in live 3 to 7 here on Star 94. You can get it all free on the Odyssey app, and you can grab my podcast, The Brian Moot Show. Also, I got a new stand-up comedy album that Dry Bar put out somewhere. I think it's on Spotify right now. You can go check that out as well. Thank you, guys. Love you. You're the best.